Let me tell you something. Hey y'all, it's your girl DijahDiva, and before we start, y'all need to subscribe, y'all need to like this video, comment, and y'all also need to make sure that y'all get a Patreon subscription. You can go down in the link below, you can get a $5, $10, $15, or $25 per month subscription for exclusive bonus episodes, uncut diva discussions and podcasts, early drops, secret lives. You need to be on that Patreon. I'm telling you, that's where it's at. Also, follow me on all my socials at Dijah_Diva on all platforms, okay? Now, let's get into part 2 of my Love is Blind Season 6 commentary. I know it's late, but I work on my time and not yours, okay? Let's have this conversation. The next couple that I want to talk about, well, not really couple, but throuple. I kind of bunched them all together so we can stay in order. Thank you, God, in decency and in order. The next couple that I want to talk about is Jimmy, Chelsea, Jessica, and Trevor. Number one, you are going to choke when you see me. You're going to need your EpiPen. Bar. She ate that. But as much as I think she's a strong, independent woman, she was on this show to build a name for herself. I do think that she potentially did like Jimmy, but some of the ways she was talking in the pods was really giving, I'm trying to be the next New York. If you know, you know. Here's the issue with Jimmy and her. Jimmy is too insecure to get a boss bitch like Jessica. He can't handle a bad bitch. And I'm not saying that Chelsea isn't a bad bitch, but he needs somebody muted and demure and a little insecure to keep his ego up here. But the problem with Jimmy is that he chose that and it backfired. Jimmy was not attracted to Chelsea. Every time he tried to reassure her, it sounded like he was convincing himself. But as far as Jessica is concerned, he did not want to have to put up with the ego restrictions of having a bad bitch, a driven bitch, an assured bitch. He was not interested in that. A lot of men are not. A lot of men purposefully date women who they are out of the league of, or date women who they deem as less attractive than they'll normally go for. They purposely date down so that they can maintain their power dynamic in the relationship. That's exactly why Jimmy chose Chelsea and not Jessica. Now let's move on to Chelsea and Trevor. Trevor was clearly the better guy for, knowing what we know now aside about Trevor. He was clearly the better guy for her. But the problem with her is that she didn't want the best dude that was suitable for her. She wanted to win. If it had not been clear that Jessica was also talking to Jimmy in those pods, she wouldn't have wanted him. Her ego was boosted knowing that she was winning a competition as opposed to picking the most compatible partner. Now, Trevor, I'm about to get on your ass. You are full of absolute. You went on this show to show your natural ass. You had a girlfriend at home. You fucked around and found out. She got jaded and exposed you. When you went on the reunion, you knew you were going to have to speak for yourself. And like a coward, you stuttered and you circumvented. And for me, it is very interesting seeing men have to face their music and take accountability because all of a sudden they ain't got shit to say. And the problem that I have with you is that you utilize Chelsea in the process of your mess. And she didn't deserve that. Because had she been smart and chose you, not knowing what we know now, you would have put her through all kinds of bull that she did not deserve to go through. Especially now that we know how insecure she is. You would have further damaged an already broken individual. And you ain't for that. And there's nothing that you could say or to justify the fact that you went on this show and you went on this show with such dishonesty and manipulation. Let's just call a bean a bean. Let's call a thing, let's keep it a bean. Let's call a thing a thing. You went on this show because you wanted to be seen and you wanted to build your ass roster. They got this thing. Shout out to my strippers and my sex workers. They got this thing called the Romeo and Juliet pimp. The person who is trying to pimp you out, but they use a romantic persona to do it. They buy you flowers. They not the pimp that's going to slap you across the face. No, they the pimp that's going to buy you flowers, buy you a car, pay your rent, to coerce you into conducting that partnership with them. And that's exactly what the you are, Trevor. You are a Romeo and Juliet pimp. And I have zero respect for you. Let's talk about Chelsea and Jimmy. Let's get it out the way. I was saving this for the middle. The Megan Fox conversation was very calculated and manipulative. And let me tell you why. I don't know. Maybe a friend made a slight comment one time in 2012 that she looked like Megan Fox. But that was nothing for her to take to heart. I went to Europe and somebody, when I was 12 years old, told me I looked like Beyonce. And the only reason they did that is because Beyonce is the only black person they knew. I know that I don't look like Beyonce. So I just took that comment like, oh, they don't know no black people, blah, blah, blah. And I don't go off telling people that I look like Beyonce. It was given very much, I look like Janet Jackson.
People say I look like Janet Jackson.
For real? Snow Janet Jackson?
I look like Janet Jackson.
Ooh, no, she didn't go there.
Yeah, bitch got out of the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
It was given very much that. You did that because Jessica looks like Megan Fox. And you wanted to get an edge on winning Jimmy by telling him that you look like Megan Fox when you look like Natalie Nunn. And I'm just going to tell you this. I've seen a lot of commentary about Amanda Seales being a narcissist. And y'all could very clearly double speak these words when describing black women that you don't like. Amanda Seales is another conversation we'll have on Diva Discussions for another day. Look out for that. But you are so clearly, I'm not going to call you a narcissist because I'm not a medical professional. But Chelsea girl, you were displaying a lot of narcissistic traits. When you feel like you're losing control of somebody, you do something manipulative to reel it back in. You play the victim. It's everybody else's fault as to why you on that shit, not yours. You're interested in winning the competition. You did a lot of narcissistic shit. And in no way am I saying that Jimmy is a good person or the victim. But you tried to isolate this man. You tried to embarrass this man on purpose. You did a lot of purposefully malicious to manipulate and get your way, including the Megan Fox statement. And it's because you are severely and insufferably insecure. And I don't understand why everybody is handling you and coddling you with kitten gloves, because y'all loved to go off on AD for just being born with a naturally curvy body. Y'all called her sluts and whores and everything. Y'all had no problem cutting that AD with whatever the everything but a child of God. But y'all are coddling this white woman who's clearly manipulative as and I'm not going to do it here. The amount of care that y'all are trying to take with Chelsea and woo woo woo, well, she does kind of look like Megan Fox. I don't need to hear that Y'all are doing that so much because y'all have a sense of empathy for white women that you don't have for black women. And I'm not going to do it here. You treat that, you going to get treated like everybody else. You got mad that he went out for 6 seconds with his homies. He told you in the pods that he had close girlfriends. He was very honest with you because what he could have done was lied and made you look stupid and then turned around and he told you that he had sex with that homegirl in confidence and you brought it up because you were trying to use ammunition for an argument in front of the cameras when he clearly told you not to. You disrespected his boundaries with no regard. And when you did that and he called you out on it, you played victim. And I believe that Jimmy, let me tell you where this is wrong. You should have nipped that shit in the bud in the beginning. Because every time, because y'all went out and did ice sculptures and then you waited to that day before the wedding to tell her you didn't want to marry her, which was foul because you knew you didn't want to marry her when y'all got into it that night. Another thing about Chelsea, and this is something I'm going to say, and a lot of y'all not going to like this. I need y'all to hold my hand, you reassurance girlies. A lot of y'all reassurance girlies, a lot of y'all people who constantly feel the need to be reassured or have reassurance are just looking for somebody to coax your insecurities. Seek therapy. Because me personally, I understand words of affirmation being your love language. I understand needing some reassurance. But some of y'all need an entirely large, antiquated dose of reassurance that y'all are driving y'all partners insane. And y'all partners are enabling y'all's insecure behavior. She needed to be told she looked better. She looked pretty. Oh, you said they were the strongest couple. Oh, I didn't like it. You made a comment about her body. You was talking to AD. And then you went ahead and said, yes, AD, you got that booty twerk. You did all of that extra. You was trying to play the cool girl in the pods and play the cool girl at the party when you were not the cool girl. And the cool girl be getting a lot of y'all fucked up. We can fuck that together. No need to cheat. You look at the booty. I'm looking at it too. You are delusional because y'all are not cool. Y'all are just doing that so that y'all can manipulate a dude into giving you what you want. Y'all do that because y'all are trying to manipulate a situation. It's manipulative as y'all think that this thing makes you look more marketable for partnership because, oh, I'm the cool girl. I'm not like every other girl, so and now a man is going to pick you. It's very much pick-me behavior. You played the cool girl. You did a complete 180. You told him all these things that he explicitly, because it's not like he lied to you and manipulated you. He told you straight up what the fuck things were and what the fuck they weren't. And you sat there and you said it's cool and it's cool and it's cool and I'm cool and I'm cool when you were not. Your true color showed when you got out the pod. Your whole goal is I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving out here with somebody. I'm leaving with something. Because for you, the end goal was a ring. Not a good partner, not a healthy relationship, not a dope individual. Your goal was a ring. But then once you had competition in those odds, your goal was a ring with a win. And I just feel like your behavior was so egregious and so insufferable, you made Jimmy look like the victim, which he was not. Jimmy, you tried to play the nice guy, which is also manipulative. Jimmy, you did not find this woman attractive. And it was a huge point of contention for you. And I'm not saying you should have expressed it because I don't think that that does anything for anybody, especially that's already insecure. But I think that if you had been honest with yourself from Jump Street, from the first time because she became annoying to you. And majority of the relationship was just you trying to soothe and massage her insecurities. You should have just made that known. But another thing that you did, which I did not respect, was You strung Jessica along just in case Chelsea did not work out. You also wanted options. Your ego was boosted because you had two women fighting for you. When in reality, you got what the you wanted. You chose an insecure woman because you felt like that would keep you in the power position. And then you around and it backfired. And I don't feel sorry for you. You also did go online and talk shit about Jessica. And when she clocked you on it, you was acting like you ain't no shit. And for me, I didn't think y'all were going to work at all because your body language was staggering. And this bitch is so insecure and she was so focused on the ring, she didn't even clock your body language because it didn't really even matter to her as long as you was just going to stay. You expressed your boundaries really well. I'll give you that. And she did not respect them. But the problem is you kept going for it. Because at the end of the day, you had to stay with her to prove that you're not shallow. You had to stay with her to prove that you're not a bad dude. Like, I'm not a bad guy. See, I stayed with her through all of this bull. And I'm telling you right now, you only stayed with her to virtue signal. And that's just my take on it. I think Chelsea needs therapy, and I think you need counseling. I think Chelsea, she's going to be insecure no matter what. She's never going to believe that somebody truly wants her for her. And she's always going to cause issues to regain control. And she is always going to have narcissistic and manipulative traits because she is insufferably insecure. But Jimmy, you're also insecure too. That's why you have a lot of girlfriends. And I'm not saying girls and guys can't be friends and guys can't have a lot of girlfriends, but you like having options around you. You like feeling like that. And Jessica was there to get her TV moment, and Trevor was there to be ain't shit and get a TV moment as well. So that's how I feel about the whole situation. Please leave a comment below about what y'all feel about Chelsea being narcissistic or insecure, Jimmy being... Tell me how y'all feel below. And bye, divas!
It's your girl Dee-Juh and I'm about to rip the cipher. I went to New York with these bars like it's Rikers. Got these niggas shook, yeah, these niggas acting hyper. If